it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes. And today in this video, I have one final video for today. And this is a video I've been kind of putting off for a while, and I haven't been able to getting around to do it till now. And this is a story about how my friend had lost his iPod at school, and I had to try and help him look for it. So this is a story just to let you guys know, if you can't keep a track of stuff that's quite expensive like an iPod, then maybe don't bring it to school, because those are very easy to lose and difficult to get back, and they are very expensive to replace. Well, I don't know how expensive they are now, but at the time they were quite expensive to replace. So I'm gonna get started, and I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I hope you learn how to keep track of the stuff you bring to school. So this all started, excuse me. Sorry, I had a brain fade. Anyway, this all started about 15 years ago. I was in the 8th grade. It was a crazy week that week because we had a bunch of testing going on at my school, and all our class periods were like out of order. Like one day we would have the first period at the end of the day. One period we would have our 6th period at the end of the day, or a 3rd period. I don't know. It was really wonky due to the test schedule, and I'm not sure why they made it so wonky, but they had the testing schedules out, and it was just a crazy day. And I was in PE class, which is usually my 3rd period, but I had it at the end of the day just because they had 3rd period at the end of the day for the testing schedule. And I don't know, it was just really weird. I think they just only did it just so we could get out of school early because we all get tired from testing. I don't know how to explain it, but it was just a crazy day. And so as we're in class, it's all over, and we're all dressed in our regular clothes, and we're getting ready to leave. So my friend, who I'm going to call IPOD because he lost his iPod, asked me to come with him to help him find his iPod because he lost it at school. And I look at him like, why would you bring your iPod to school? Those are so expensive to replace. I mean, I know some people do it because they like to listen to music on their iPods, but I never brought mine to school just because I was so scared I was going to lose it. So anyway, iPod asked me to help him find his iPod, and I'm like, okay, where did you have it last? He goes, I think my 2nd period. So one thing I suggest that we do is, like, we go to the office to see if someone turned it in. So I walk with iPod to go to the office to see if anybody turned in his iPod, and he described to the lady what it looked like. I don't remember what he said exactly what it looked like, but he described to the person in the office what his iPod looked like, and he's like, oh, it looks like this, it's like this tall, and yada, yada, yada. And I'm pretty sure it was an iPod Nano. And the lady at the counter is like, I'm sorry, nobody's turned in an iPod. And she was really nice about it. So then we leave the office, and I asked my friend, do you remember where you had it last? And he goes, I think maybe my English class. And I actually had the same English teacher as he did, so I did, but I didn't have that English teacher that year. I had her the year before. So we go to his English class, and we walk in, and I say hi to the English teacher. I'm like, have you seen iPod's iPod? And she goes, no, nobody's turned it in, blah, 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 blah. So it's getting kind of late, and I have to go home, but I don't want to leave my friend by himself because he's still looking for his iPod. And it wasn't super late, but it was a little after the time I was supposed to leave school. And so we keep looking around. We have no luck. And we decide to have the office give his parents a phone call to see if anybody's turned it in or anything. Because we had looked all over the school and nobody had turned in an iPod or anything. And iPod was pretty disappointed, and I felt really bad for him because he didn't, because he lost his iPod, and I was trying my best to help him, but there was nothing I could do to help him because nobody had turned it in and we didn't know what to do. And so his parents are at the school picking him up, and I have to go home, so I just walk home, and his parents are offered, do you need a ride? I'm like, oh no thank you, I could just walk, it's not too far. And so I walk home, and as I get home, my stepdad was like, where were you? I'm like, I'm sorry, I should have called, I was helping my friend look for his iPod, blah 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 blah. Please ignore Mr. Pickles, he's barking. And my stepdad was like, that's okay, next time can you please call? And I was like, okay. So I felt so bad that I got home late, but I was busy helping my friend find his iPod because he lost his iPod. So the next day, I asked iPod, did you ever find your iPod? And he goes, no. And I felt super bad for him because those things were expensive at the time to replace. And I don't think he ever was able to get another one because he lost his iPod and didn't show any responsibility for it. And I guess his parents wouldn't let him get a new one because he lost it. And then I had an idea for my friend, and I said, maybe you shouldn't be bringing those things to school if you don't keep very good track of them. Because I know I had an iPod, but I never really brought it anywhere because I was worried I was going to lose it. And it made it a lot easier for me to leave it at home. So if you worry about losing those kind of things, maybe you should leave them at home. My friend thought that was a really good idea and thanked me for letting him know that he should start leaving stuff like his iPod at home. And he just started doing that from now on, just leaving a bunch of stuff that he didn't want to lose at school at home because he didn't want to have to replace it or his parents to have to pay to replace it. So the moral of the story is, if you don't want to lose something expensive like an iPod, maybe don't bring it to school, because you don't want to lose it, and iPods are very expensive to replace. And I don't even know if Apple still makes iPods anymore, but they are not easy to replace. And if you need a replacement, then you have to save your money or make up the money or try your best to pay for it. And it just gets really expensive to replace. So anything expensive you don't want to lose, you should leave it at home so then you don't lose it at school. Cool. And also you should make sure it's allowed at school before you bring it, because my school didn't allow iPods at school just because my school just found it very distracting. I'm not quite sure, but we were just not allowed to bring iPods to school. But I don't know why my friend brought his iPod to school when he shouldn't have, because that was part of the rules at school. Well, so you should always follow the school rules and don't bring something even if you're going to lose it. So that was a story about how my friend lost his iPod at school. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!